Om Ayahi Varade Devi Traksare Brahmavadini Gayatri Chandasang Mata Brahmajani Namastate. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrittor Ma Amritangamaya Avirabir Maedi Rudra Yatte Dakkinamukham Te Namang Pahinityam Te Namang Pahinityam. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. O Divine Mother of the Universe, reveal Thyself in our hearts and in our midst. We invoke Thy presence amidst us. Thou art the sacred words of the Scriptures. Thou art the embodiment of knowledge and liberation. Thou art the supreme bridge to immortality. Lead us from unreal to the real, from darkness to light, from death, disease and suffering to immortality. Manifest Thyself in us through and through, and protect us with Thy compassionate face. Om, peace, peace be unto us, peace be unto all living beings. This morning I intend to speak on the subject pilgrimage and holy company. Do they help? Or the essential pilgrimage and holy company? Well, pilgrimage and holy company are extolled for spiritual inspiration and self-purification. Scriptures, traditions emphasize them as vital prerequisites for spiritual enlightenment. In some traditions, visits to holy places of pilgrimage and company are mandatory. Now, what is the meaning of pilgrimage? Pilgrimage consists of visiting holy places where a great prophet or a saint was born or lived, visiting temples or sanctuaries where the Spirit of God is considered most manifest, taking a ceremonial dip in the waters of a holy river, looked upon as sacred, and visiting holy mountains or mountain caves where prophets and saints had practiced spiritual austerities for generation to generation. Each religion has designated places of pilgrimage where seekers of God go to perform ceremonial worship, fasting, chanting of sacred texts, contemplation and meditation and prayer. It is believed that a visit to a holy place awakens and purifies a pilgrim's mind. Faith traditions believe that there is a presiding spirit in each such holy place that out of compassion removes the doubts from a pilgrim's mind and frees the pilgrim from all sins and imperfections. The holy company, with holy persons regarded as indispensable for a seeker of God. Faith in God is difficult to achieve. God's existence cannot be proved by reason or disproved by reason. Scriptures fail to describe the nature of God. Philosophy is mere speculation about God. Those who know God fall into silence. Unless one meets and associates with knowers of God, one cannot have real faith in God and God's divine grace. The Buddha Gita states that association with an illumined soul is one of the means to attain devotion and knowledge. Knowers of God are regarded as moving temples because they carry the Lord in their heart. Therefore, worship of these great souls pleases the Lord. Just as the sun dispels the eternal darkness, the company of knowers of God dispels the darkness of the mind and illumines the soul. The question that often troubles the mind of a spiritual seeker are the following. Do pilgrimage or holy company really bring spiritual awakening and devotion? Is pilgrimage just physically visiting a holy temple or a holy mountain or a holy river? Do mechanical observance of rituals and ceremonies generate spiritual longing and intensely and knowledge and devotion? What does holy company really mean? Is it merely meeting and conversing with a holy person? Holy places are either the birthplaces of prophets and saints, where they lived or practiced spiritual disciplines. It is not the waters or the idols of a place, or its temples or sanctuaries, architecture and natural scenery that makes the place holy. Things that make a place holy are the deposits of holy vibrations left by prophets and saints who lived there or visited that place, and the spiritual memories and history associated with this place. Pilgrimage has two aspects. The external place of the pilgrimage and the internal place envisioned by the pilgrim. Let us say Varanasi, Benares. It's a great seat of pilgrimage for Hindus. It is not the geographical city of Varanasi, which 99.999% believe, the city. But it is the golden Varanasi, illumined by the presence of the Lord and the holiness of prophets and saints. It is not the geographical city you go there and believe that they who die in Benares, they attain forthwith liberation. First, the person does not want liberation. He went there to collect some blessings to make his earthly life better. And it is said also, and I know also, those who went, retired, lived in Benares, but for some reason visited Calcutta again, and there he died. In the end, it did not happen. So God is not that fool that you go there. Let us say Sri Ramakrishna's vision in Benares, in the Manikarnika, where corpses are being cremated. Now Sri Ramakrishna saw Lord Shiva is untying their bonds, one side, another side Mother Kali, and giving him Tarak Brahmanam, sending to the abode of bliss. Now, do people see these things or even believe? That is in golden Varanasi. There is another Varanasi inside this geographical city. Unless you think of it, see it, feel it, your visit is like a tourist's visit. That's all. Visiting that golden Varanasi is more internal than external. Visiting the Dakshineshwar temple, Calcutta, is more than a visit to the geographical site where the temple is situated. It is internally visiting the golden Dakshineshwar, where Sri Ramakrishna lived, practiced great spiritual austerities and communed with God, and feeling His eternal presence there. There is a saying, even now, Gora, in the name of Sri Chaitanya, moves around in that place. Some fortunate souls see that. Not all. Making a pilgrimage to Vrindavan is not just visiting the city of Vrindavan, but mentally visiting and communing with the spiritual Vrindavan, illumined by holy memories of the life and the teachings of Sri Krishna. I have seen people go there, this temple, this temple, this temple. They feel they are done. It may be the same place, same meadow, same river, but do you feel the presence of Sri Krishna? Do you feel He is still moving around in that place? If you cannot do that, no use going. Go to New Jersey or Westchester. This is. If a person makes a pilgrimage to any such place without any previous knowledge of the sacredness of the place, or fails to commune with the thoughts and vibrations of holy places, he derives no spiritual inspiration. That is the reason why many people are not benefited by pilgrimage, because holy associations are not awakened in them. Under what conditions a pilgrimage becomes spiritually rewarding? It is believed that the Lord of the incarnation of God leaves a part of His being in the places where He lives, or to inspire seekers and draw them to Him, that He is present in those places and fortunate souls perceive His presence. Pilgrimage to a holy place becomes spiritually rewarding when the pilgrim is able to transport himself to the historical time of the prophets and saints, and inspired by the spiritual longing, is able to reflect upon or commune with their lives and actions, and witness to the eye of devotion the events that happened in those places, and bathe himself in the holy memories associated with those places. That's an internal thing. Devoid of spiritual longing and devotion, a mere visit to a holy place does not make a pilgrimage. As Sri Ramakrishna says, pilgrimage without love and devotion to God carry no reward. With devotion with your heart, it is not absolutely necessary that you must visit holy places. As cow after eating their fill of fodder lie quietly down at a place and chew the cud, so after visiting a holy spot or place of pilgrimage, you must take hold of the holy thoughts that rise in the mind there. Sit down in a solitary spot, think of them till you become immersed in them. You must not let them slip off from your mind as soon as you return away from those places and attach yourself to sense pursuits. In that case, divine thoughts bring no lasting effect on the mind. The most essential pilgrimage is the pilgrimage to the inner shrine of one's own heart. One who does not make this pilgrimage in his daily life, for that person there is no shrine outside anywhere in a mountain or river. Ordinary waters taking a dip does not cleanse us. Shankaracharya in his Atma-bodha says, that shrine of the heart, where God is ever present. If you do not visit that shrine, once in a while go and take your bag, camera, tape recorder, and notebook, does not make a pilgrimage. Better call it a tour. He wrote, right, he who renouncing all activities worships in the sacred stainless shrine of Atman, which is independent of time, place and distance, which is present everywhere, which is the destroyer of heat and cold and other opposites, and which is the giver of eternal happiness, becomes all-knowing and all-pervading and attains hereafter. In the note, say the word shrine in this text means the holy place of pilgrimage. The allusion is to the pilgrimage of pious devotees to a holy place. There are certain disadvantages associated with the holy places, as they may be situated at a great distance. Pilgrimage may entail physical labor and suffering. The merit of pilgrimage may be slight because of the inauspiciousness of the time, improper time. The comfort of the pilgrim may be disturbed by the weather. Robbers, thieves, and unscrupulous priests often give them trouble. In every place of pilgrimage there is. Thieves are there. They make a living. Your shoes may be lost. You ain't. I have known. Somebody came on Sri Ramakrishna's birthday at the center. All people are looking toward the photograph. A man came crying, tears falling, and with a wrapper wrapped around. Then he prostrated where they leave their shoes. As he got up, along with the net, all the shoes he carried inside. Then going away, people chased him. He collected shoes, even though not a pair, he knows some pairs he will get. This is. Wherever there is good thing, there are difficult. That is the idea being maintained. I remember on Sri Ramakrishna's birthday, I was given a duty when I was a junior monk. So hundreds of people are coming and saluting. A woman with a little son came, saluting and making the son roll on the dust of the feet of the devotees, which is a common practice. One man snatched the necklace from a woman's neck and swallowed. Think of that. Now he cannot hide if you swallow inside. He was arrested, brought. With X-ray it was found the necklace in the stomach. They gave him laxative.